Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Board YouTube channel for your Wednesday pick and roll for January 22nd. We are here with a big NBA slate to work with for analysis and for free picks with myself, Jacob, and my co-host, Pips NBA. We're about to get started here, so make sure you guys do drop a like if you enjoyed the show, and especially if you're tailing the picks along the way. I know we've got a bunch lined up for this one that you're not going to want to miss. And also, for shows like this every weekday morning, make sure you are subscribed to our channel, or if you're listening to podcast form and you enjoy, take a moment to rate and review 5 stars. Consider sharing with a friend as well. We'll lead off, as always, with a recap of the previous show's picks, whether or not it was a winning day or a losing day. We always start with this. Unfortunately, we just did not get the legs on Mikal Bridges. I think it was 0 second half points for him. Just did not shoot the ball well in this game, despite having enough opportunities to cover his 16.5 point line. Got good CLV, got a good line, didn't come off for today, but we're hoping we lead off with a winner for this one. We're going to jump right into the Charlotte and Memphis game, and Pips will bring him in. What's the play for this game?
Yeah, this is one of the probably under the radar ones, but we are going to pick Zach Edey, points and rebounds. Uh, we'll talk about the matchup later, but
Yeah.
it's minus 122. I think it's minus one, probably minus 115. A couple of out there. Minus one. I mean, could be the
In
best price in the market.
widely available market, minus 122, over 13.5 points plus rebounds is the best price in market. That's available currently at FanDuel. That could go quickly. There's other options out there as well, but for the widely available market, we got FanDuel. We'll lock it in at that as our best price in market.
Yeah. So first off, you can share the screen now. I'll just like talk about like why I think he will get some more minutes. Uh, he's playing against Mark Williams, who is the tallest, who has the tallest standing reach in the entire NBA, standing at 9 foot 9, and the second tallest standing reach in the league is Zach Edey. So this matchup makes a lot of sense for him to get playing time. If you take a look at the last couple of games, he was benched, played only 7 minutes against the Spurs because he couldn't handle Wemby. It was very difficult matchup, and he got benched. Similar stuff to the game before, only 17 minutes against Wemby. Yeah, stage big, tough one. Then last game against the Wolves, back to 19 minutes. It just Gobert, like tough one as well, like tough matchup for Zach. Uh, Even though earlier this season he had 17 against him, but recently he's been in some tough matchups, like Houston Rockets twice, Spurs twice, Wolves twice, Draymond Green going really hard against him. So lately numbers look kind of really low. But if you take a look at the for his performances when he playing like between 16 and 24 minutes, and I'll exclude the games against the Houston Rockets because that's insane defense for him. Overall, he was over in 10 of the 13 games, averaging 16.8. And I will just read a couple of numbers off my screen. Like last game against the Hornets, Gafford put 31 and 15. Game before that, Vucevic put 40 and 13. Kessler and Eubanks before that combined for 22 and 16. So bigs are putting numbers on Mark Williams, even though he is tremendous on offense. They are letting him defend the rim all by himself, all the pain, all entire pain by himself because he has an insane size. And yeah, this would be a spot where Edey could play 20 or more minutes, should play 20 or more minutes, because this matchup just makes sense to give him the minutes. And also, don't think they will be up the entire game. Memphis will be up the entire game, and no need to like any crazy adjustments for this one for the Memphis. So could see big minutes for either, especially with them cutting him minutes lately. Now an easy win should be a spot where he gets the minutes.
Yep. So over 13.5 points plus rebounds leads us off for today. Appreciate everyone tuning in once again. Lots of the familiar names in chat. God's team, your friend James, Bajo Boy, Anthony Serbo, Swish, and some other ones as well. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Send in your questions as always. We'll save it for the Q&A at the end of the stream. I do see them, and I will save them for later. But before we go any further into any more of the bets, a word from our presenting sponsor, the FanDuel Sportsbook. With the NBA season heating up, we're watching our favorite teams and players. We can check out FanDuel to make every NBA moment even more rewarding with America's #1 sportsbook. It's an easy book to use with a great interface and so many different markets available for you to choose from same-game parlays, X plus points, quarter props, live betting options, and much more. These markets are posted quickly with fair pricing, and if you do find those winners, you can quickly withdraw that money, get it back into your own accounts. And right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Yes, $300. So next time you get a hunch on who's going to win or how many points a player will score, bet on FanDuel and watch your picks come to life. Just visit FanDuel.com/board. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. But must be 21 plus and present in select states with Kansas affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 plus and present in DC. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued with non-withdrawable bonus bet to expire 7 days after receipt. After 3 month free trial, the full price of League Pass will be automatically charged monthly. Cancel anytime. No refunds. Term restrictions and embargoes apply. Limit 1 pass per customer. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit fanduel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelpline.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. We'll go back to the top of the FanDuel odds screen. We'll be using their odds screen to help guide us through the rest of the games, and we will go to the Brooklyn Nets playing against the Phoenix Suns. It's an 11.5-point spread in favor of the Suns away from home. We say it every time the Nets come up. They have gotten really, really good at losing games. But the Suns kind of have as well. But this is surely the spot they've got to find a win. Am I right, Pips?
Yeah, this should be pretty. I won't say pretty easy because the Nets have the coaching edge. Not the coaching edge. I will say like they have good ways to go against KD and Devin Booker. I'll say that. Other stuff like talent-wise, it's honestly not even in the same universe. If they were healthy, I will probably call it a close game. But for this game, they had Cameron Thomas out, Cam Johnson doubtful, D'Angelo Russell doubtful. I don't see them playing back-to-back. Ben Simmons, Zaire Williams, and Nicholas Claxton all questionable. So they could end up with lineup like Keon Johnson, Tyrese Martin, Jalen Wilson, Reese Beckman, and Darren Sharp. That could be the lineup they end up with tonight.
It's not the strongest lineup.
This looks incredible. That lineup should be blown out by 50, even by the Suns.
Yeah.
Tough one. Yeah,
well,
tough one.
The thing about the Suns lately, they've been struggling. We know that. Lost 118-92 to the Cavaliers, which is one of the games we had bet on. So that sucked. They got blown out there. They did beat the Pistons and the Wizards. Pistons is a semi-impressive win away from home these days. Oh my God, their schedule as of late. Like they had the Hawks they lost to. They beat the Hornets by 7. They beat the Jazz by 8, the Hawks by 8, and they lost to the Hornets. Like they've had a really easy run of games as of late, and yet still, over the last 10 games, 6-4. Like this is a team that has put so much money into the team. They probably should be doing a little better than this. This is a game they got to win though.
Yeah, I agree.
Anything betting wise for this game that you're looking at?
Yeah, nope.
All right. We can move then into the next game, and we've got the Detroit Pistons and the Atlanta Hawks playing, two teams I just referenced there. A pretty tight spread for this one at 2.5. How do you think the Hawks will fare in this matchup? Both teams vying for positioning in the East. Tight 22-20 Hawks, 22-21 Pistons, 6-7 in the East. This is a semi-important game.
Yeah, think we have to go with the Hawks if Jalen Johnson is playing. He returned lately, so I don't see any reason for him to be out. Also, really like the change to finally starting Onyeka Okongwu. But the starting lineup kind of now their bench looks even better than the starting lineup. Like their starting lineup is Trae Young, Dyson Daniels, with Krejci, Jalen Johnson, Mokongu, and the bench is DeAndre Harden, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Clint Capella. So yeah, they have a huge edge on the
Yeah.
bench now. Starters wise, I think it's a tie. Bench wise, I give a huge edge to the Hawks. So yeah, I think this would be a win for the Hawks. Cade's playing well. Amazing matchup for both Cade and Trae Young. It's a battle I will really look to forward seeing. Both are set at 26.5 points, which is
Yeah.
a reach. I will say like very high lines, but matchups are great, so makes sense. But probably no edge, not much edge there. Betting wise, like yeah, look at this line for like Nyeka Kongu 13.5. That's yeah. Weird one. Krejci getting good minutes, so we can't even bet his under, but 8.5 does look like a bit higher end of line.
Yeah, these are high. The total here is only 234. I only 234, but it's not like crazy high like we've seen in some other games.
Yeah. So, but it's mostly funnel for ball handlers like Trae Young and for Cade. Kind of, I've honestly lean a bit of over on Cade. We can look at his minutes. When he's playing 30 plus minutes without Ivy, he actually averaged 29 points a game. Even though the schedule wasn't the easiest, like Bucks, Heat, Wolves, Golden State. So under against Miami, who doubled the shit out of him. Under against Raptors, who doubled him. Under against Pacers, who doubled him. Under against Suns with 7 from 26. So overall, this looks like a spot for bet and over. But Dyson Daniels matchup is not something you want to get over on. But like transition defense, poor. Pick and roll ball handler, poor. He scores most of his points above the break 3. Hawks allow the most above the break 3. He scores a ton of his points from the paint. Hawks allow 7th most from the paint. So overall, like one of the best matchups of the season for Cade Cunningham, not data wise, but Dyson Daniels could tire him down the road. And also poor shooting, like 7 from 21, then 7 from 26. Yeah, not looking great for Cade numbers wise. But last season, I remember one game when I bet him under the Hawks against the Hawks, just a second, and he scored 43. Yeah, so
I remember that game actually.
Yeah, it was insane. So no bet for this one.
Interestingly, Cade has moved up to 27.5 in a lot of places. If you do like the Cade over today, 26.5 minus 111 is best price I can see. It's available at FanDuel. If you do like the Cade over and you do want to bet it, a lot of other spots 27.5. So make sure you do shop around and find that 26. Anything else, or should we move to the next game?
No, we can move to the next game.
Right.
Yeah.
Timberwolves and Mavericks rematch of the conference finals last year. Dallas been injured, so there's a reason why they haven't been following up as well there. But they are 23-20, impressive. The Timberwolves not following up last season at all. They're 22-21, still looking to try and piece together some sort of a win streak, but doesn't really feel like that's going to materialize at any point. Still, no Luka Doncic for the Dallas Mavericks. It's obviously a big deal, but 2.5 on the spread away from home for the Timberwolves. How do we feel?
Yeah, I think Wolves win this. So many questionable players for the
Dallas. Big injury report.
Yeah, huge. I don't care for Clay being questionable. I don't think that impacts much. But Lively, Marshall, and Grimes, like I would say, second, third, and fourth best player currently. Like it's Lively, Marshall, and Grimes.
Right.
yeah, I will go with it. I will go with it that they are very very important. Other side lost Dante DiVincenzo probably for the rest of the season. Uh, yeah, tough one. Uh, Let me just check something. So, what's the line for Kyrie on FanDuel? I think it's 25 and a half.
For points,
Yeah.
for Kyrie is 25.5 minus 125.
Yeah, let's bet that as a second official bet.
All right. Kyrie Irving over 25.5 points. We're going back to him. We had a winner with him on Monday. This is the best price in market as well. I mean, when I say that, I say like most widely available options and regulated options. FanDuel's got the best price. But as always, every time you make a bet, see what's available in your region. But FanDuel, from what I see, best price in the market of this one at minus 125. Second official bet of the day.
2 games against the Wolves this season, 35 and 39 points. Last season when he played uh, the Wolves in the regular season, 35 points. So 35, 35, and 39 in the last three against the Wolves. Kind of drop coverage and yeah, it's drop coverage and Nick Alexander-Walker and Jaden McDaniels trying to stop him, but he's so good from mid-range that it doesn't matter. Similar players over in 9 out of 11 games, averaging 27 points above the lines. Bain, Curry, Poole, Curry mostly. Tyler Hero covering these lines with ease. There you can look at a lot of great stuff on defense from the Wolves, but isolation against pick and roll ball handler in transition are their three weakest spots, and it's all the way how Kyrie is scoring. He also scores 34% of his points from the mid range, and we can see that that's also the weakest spots of Wolves defense. And I'll trust the numbers for Kyrie, like 3 games, 35, 35, 39 against the Wolves with uh, Luka playing. Now without Luka and with bunch of players possibly out, this should be like a very high usage game for Kyrie to score. Like they don't give much to role players. So Kyrie should be in a huge usage spot. Like defense will be good. Like that's without a doubt. But yeah, I do think like I like the approach from Kyrie in the last game against the Hornets. Uh, in the minutes, 41 minutes and 24 field goal attempts, 9 free throws. That's insane usage, 33% usage. When we look at the games when he had 30 plus percent usage, he scored 30 plus in every single one. Even if you go like 28% usage, he's still covering this in a lot of games. Some of these games were blowouts, but when you look at 30 plus, still average 30 points a game. So overall, really like this spot, 25 and a half, and game is projected to be close. 33 point spread, 40 plus minutes for Kyrie. Like this. Second official bet.
All right, over 25.5 for Kyrie Irving, minus 125 at FanDuel. From what I saw, best price in market for both of our plays to start off the show here. If you guys are enjoying and you're tailing the picks, please make sure you do hit that like button, support our content, and subscribe to the channel for more just like it. We'll go to the next game. The Cavaliers against the Houston Rockets. Difficult challenge for the Rockets at home. +3 underdogs against the formidable Cleveland Cavaliers team, who are 36-6 in the season, winners of 8 of their last 10. But the Rockets, they're very impressive as well, 28-14, 7-3 in the last 10. How do you like their chances at home to stop the top team in the NBA?
This will be a huge battle of defenses. Yeah, I don't like my chances for the Rockets in this one.
That's a shame.
Yeah. Without, I mean, it does help that Mobley is out a lot. But I just wanted to say, like, Jabari being out is tough, but no Mobley. Yeah, it's huge. If Mobley was playing, this will be 5. probably, and I'll look to bet the cows. Now huge minutes for like Niang and those kind of guys. Like that's not ideal. Houston Rockets have all the power in the world to stop Garland and Mitchell with Brooks and Amen. If you want two guys to defend the opposing best players backcourt, you will probably choose like Amen and Brooks. I don't know if any team has like maybe Boston has with Drew Holiday and White and no one else. So we have the power to stop them. But I do think this will be under 231 on this line. I think the defense will be key because both teams have a good defense. Like they don't allow pick and rolls points and the rim stuff, and that's where we struggle usually when we don't get those. Another side, we don't give anything to the opposing best player. Like we give them shots, but very inefficient shots. So I don't know. Like they are killing their teams with threes. We allow second least threes in the league. We don't allow spot up. We don't allow transition. We limit everything they are good with, and they limit everything we are good with. So I lean under 231, but betting wise, nothing.
What would you say? So you think if Mobley's in, you think this is a 5-point spread for the Cavs? If this is a home game for Cleveland, Mobley playing, what do you think the spread would be there? Because it kind of would turn
Seven.
into like a 7-8 point spread.
7.5, and it's fair. Like
It's to showcase how good this Cavs team is, because the Rockets have been so talented this season as well. But yeah, makes sense. We're ready to move to the next game.
yeah,
Next up on the list, Milwaukee at New Orleans. New Orleans getting healthier, getting better, but the Bucks still come into this one playing good basketball as of late and are -6 favorites. They're getting healthier, the Pelicans. They still have a lot of guys in the injury report. Brandon Ingram's out. Herb Jones is out for the season, it looks like. Well, he won't be out for the season, but by the time he comes back, the season will probably be done for them, so he probably won't come back. Yves Misty's questionable. Zion's questionable. DeJounte Murray is probable, but if we do get Zion in, do you have a look for him in this game?
yeah. I want to bet Zion under on his points. Think this is a really tough matchup for him, and I'll show you guys why I think this. So last couple of games, Zion, even though the games were not like blowouts, like game against the Wolves, it was a close game. He ended up playing 28 minutes. Game against the Boston was a close game. He ended up playing 28 minutes. Game against the Bulls, close one. He ended up playing 24 minutes. And the game against the Jazz was a blowout, but he ended up playing only 23 minutes. But they came back later, and he didn't come back. He's playing like four. He's playing like 4 minutes, stints from like 4 to 5 minutes, a couple of times a game. So at the most, I think he gets tonight is 28 minutes, maybe 30, but I don't see it. Even if he gets up to 30, like that's the ceiling, and he could end up being playing like 24 minutes. Even this season, when we look at the games he played up to 30 minutes, he's under in 5 out of 8, averaging 21.6. Overs against the Jazz, like that's incredible matchup. Like that's no no Markkanen, no Kessler, no Collins, like zero effort from the other team to compete. Stayed under against the Bulls, which was an easy matchup. Under by a lot against the Boston Celtics in 28 minutes. Last season, when we look at the Zion numbers, when he's playing 30 minutes at most, so when he's playing like 24 to 30 minutes a game, he was under in 19 out of 24, averaging only 17.6 points. Even if you go like to 26 to 30, which is a range for tonight, nothing changes. Like 18.5 average, under in 17 out of 22. Like just not enough minutes to cover this line. Overs against the Bulls, Kings, like This season, when we look at his scoring, 95% of his points are from the paint. Now he plays the team that's allowing second least points from the paint. Brook Lopez is there to defend the rim, and one-on-one matchup will probably against Giannis. If there is a guy in this league that can stay with Zion, it's probably Giannis and Mobley, and he's not playing Giannis. They don't allow free throw. They don't allow isolation stuff. They don't allow points, post up stuff. Yeah, a really tough matchup, and could probably also see them being blown out. So all things aside, I like the under for Zion this one.
Yep, few spots have this one at -110. We'll play it there. Widely available options at that. So Zion Williamson under 22.5 points. A variety of reasons behind that handicap there from Pips. So we can keep moving forward with the show. 3 official picks in. Again, if you're tailing these picks, if you're enjoying the show, please, please, please make sure you do hit that like button. Help support our content. It really does make a difference when you hit the like button. Only takes a second out of your day to do so as well. But we will keep it moving down the slate. Going to the next game, we have the Utah Jazz and the Oklahoma City Thunder. The spread here in this one on FanDuel is +17. I think it's +18 elsewhere. So if you like the Thunder, this is probably the spot to take it. Yeah. Well, it's actually moved down to 17.5. Regardless, a 17.5 point spread to 17 for the Thunder at home against the Jazz. And it makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, it makes a ton of sense. J-Dub is back. I mean, Hartenstein isn't, but still, like, the Thunder bench probably could compete with Utah Jazz at this point. So, tough one.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I whenever I see a spread like this, I like to think about I've looked into it, based on my findings, the evidence since tracking on this began, I think in the 90s, the biggest upset, like outright winner against the spread is 16.5. So I don't know what this game will close at.
This season, Boston against the Hawks, so they were like in that range. When Trae Young was out and they were playing on the road against the Boston and they won. I think it was in that range. I think
it was. I don't think it was quite the biggest, but it was close.
Close. Yeah, probably something like 15. I think like 14.5, 15.5. I think it was that game.
Yeah.
But it's Boston. This is different. Oklahoma City Thunder, they play real hard every single night. Boston can play with their foot.
And the Raptors almost did to the Celtics too. The Raptors, I think, were 16-point underdogs against the Celtics and went to overtime and lost on a buzzer beater. So the Celtics have a tendency to mess around. The Oklahoma City Thunder do not have a tendency to mess around. And I think it's just down to the depth of this team more than anything. That they can do that.
Yeah.
Next game.
Also, I'll just add one point. Boston is shooting 50% of their shots from the three, but then when their variance hits, they can lose.
You're right.
Yeah.
It's a winning formula, but it can deviate away from the standard a lot more than the approach from the Oklahoma City Thunder. I'm not saying the way the Celtics play is bad. It just offers more variance with the way they play. We'll move now to the next game. Sacramento, 7-point favorites at home to the Golden State Warriors. Golden State, nothing's really clicking for this team right now. Steph Curry has said, it's not even really, essentially, I'll paraphrase, but essentially it's not even really worth investing heavily at the deadline to make this team a lot better. The Kings have been doing much better since firing Mike Brown. They've won 9 of their last 10 games. We've talked about him. Maybe isn't the most impressive run of wins, but there was a recent win over the Rockets that was semi-impressive, and a 23-point win over the Wizards, which, look, they won by 23. How do we feel about this spread here and this matchup?
Yeah, I actually don't know what to even expect from Golden State moving forward. They are just such huge variants. I think they started the game against the Boston, shooting 1 from 15 from three. It's rough, and they just got blown out by the Kings as well, couple of weeks back. So yeah, tough one. But I do have a bet in this one. Uh, Maybe a bit weird one, but I'll stick with it. Uh, it's a Golden State Warriors guy on over points, and it's Moses Moody over 10.5 points for the Warriors.
All right, let's see. Moses Moody over 10.5 minus 115 on FanDuel. Just gonna quickly see how that stacks up to the
Second.
rest.
My headphones just died.
No worries. So minus 115 is the best I see in market. So we'll play this one at FanDuel once again. Our third play coming from FanDuel. Our fourth play in total. While Pips adjusts his headphones, it's going to be Moses Moody over 10.5 points, minus 115. We always encourage you to maximize your outs and have the most possible outs available to you in your region to see where you can get the best possible price. But for my screen, in the widely available markets, we're going to be going to over 10.5 for Moses Moody. I'll draft that up as well so we can get that in the chat, and then we'll get Pips back in just a second here to take you through the handicap for this one as well. Moses Moody, I've always liked Moses Moody. I very much hope one day he can get himself a move elsewhere because underappreciated, I think, with Golden State. But maybe part of that appreciation is coming back. Pips, why don't you walk us through this play here?
Yeah, I like Moody as a player. I think think he should give. I actually spoke a few times. I think he should get more minutes because I can't see anything wrong with him. So the thing is, last 3 games, he kind of saw a minute increase. 25 minutes against the Wolves, 29 minutes against the Wizards, and 32 minutes against the Boston Celtics. Okay, some of these minutes against the Celtics were in a blowout, which is good. Like he's blowout proof. And this could be a blowout tonight. So kind of protection there. They played the Kings 2 weeks ago. He ended up 26 minutes, scoring 13 points. No Kuminga in that game. Now we have no Kuminga, no Pojemski, no Draymond Green, which is also nice because without Draymond Green, and also I think Kyle Anderson is out, so he should be secured for the minutes tonight. I expect him to play like 26 to 28 minutes. Those are great minutes for him. If he can get in that range, like 26 to this is with 24 minutes. So 24 plus minutes. Only under was against the Pelicans, and he shot 3 from 9 in that game. Against the Clippers, a very difficult matchup. He covered. Kings, as I said already, he covered. Wolves covered in 25 minutes. That's a very difficult matchup. Like Wolves are not good matchup for spot up shooters at all. Wizards obviously not always a good matchup. 13 points, and in the last game, 13 points against Boston. Also not a great matchup, but he got a run in the blowout. I'll say he scores most of his points as a spot up. As I said, 36%. The Wolves allowed the most. A lot of points from free throw line. They also bottom 5 in the league. He scores a lot of his points from corners and from 3. So overall, he scores 65% of his points from the 3. We can see that Kings allow a lot of 3s, 5th most above the break 3s, and like 5th most probably from corners overall. So yeah, this is a good matchup. They will struggle to defend Kyrie, probably putting a ton of bodies on him, opening up a ton of spot up for Moses Moody. He can attack the gaps of the catch, get to the line. Like really good matchup, and the minutes are up, and can see him being like 12.5 line. I think that should be like some. If I was setting the line for him tonight, I would set 12.5. So that's why I need to take him.
Moses Moody over 10.5 is our third official bet of the day. It was minus 115. You guys bet it up to minus 125 now. So live viewers, hopefully you get those in quick. But it is available in some other locations at similar prices. So please, as always, whenever you do get your bets in at any time of the day, shop around. We'll move down the list. I think we are down to the final game of the slate. Sorry, there's two more games in the slate. First of all, Boston away as 10-point favorites against the Clippers. Second last game to discuss. Boston lately showing some fragility, 6-4 in their last 10. Not the juggernaut that we thought they would be. I mean, 30-13 is still obviously a very good record. I don't want to mince that anyways, but it hasn't been as dominant as perhaps it has been elsewhere. But a great chance to win today against the Clippers, who are just really struggling on the injury report. No Ivica Zubac today. Kawhi Leonard not going to be available today. James Harden's questionable. Norman Powell's questionable. Yeah, tough spot for the Clippers here. Anything to do with this game?
No. We could see everyone on Clippers rested, and I'm not usually a fan of it, but it's well deserved. Like they've been scrapping a ton of minutes. Harden is playing really good this season. Like with the limited roster he has, Powell tremendous numbers. Now no Kawhi, which they used to that season, but Zubats being out is huge for them.
Yeah.
The value of substitute player is absolutely one of the worst in the league. The difference between him and the next guy who will come up for him, probably one of the biggest differences in the entire league at the 5 spot after Jokic
Yeah,
stuff. Like
honestly,
yeah.
you're right.
Yeah. Mo Bamba. Jesus. Like Mo Bamba is starting tonight. And yeah.
You're right.
And
This is pretty
the lineup
big drop.
the
there.
lineup could end up being Chris Dunn, Amir Kafi, Kevin Porter Jr., Derrick Jones, and Mo Bamba.
Yeah, I'll probably have to favor the Celtics on the spread in that case.
If-
But I
if-
mean, I
if-
guess
if-
if like Harden and Powell are out, then the line will change. But yeah, that's maybe some Boston alt lines potentially. But a good friend here says Boston minus 31. The issue is Boston don't tend to run up the score. I guess to go that far, but this is a tough one.
Just let me check something quickly for this one. I
Okay.
have an idea. It will be no, there is no lines for this. I'll check it manually. I'll check this manually. I'm interested in one guy. If anyone can guess, please put in chat like who is the guy I'm going to look at for this game. Let me just quickly check. So yeah,
I'm trying to think
so,
myself. I mean, for a blowout, it could be Peyton Pritchard. I mean, we did see Powell on the screen, so maybe that's the giveaway.
Yeah, no. It's actually. I'll give like chat like 5-10 more
Okay.
seconds because they are going with it.
Porzingis, Hauser, Keita,
Yeah.
Pusha
No.
P. Pritchard.
Still nothing. Still nothing. This is for like a game when like Harden and Powell are ruled out, obviously. Like Paul Pierce, good one.
KPJ.
Yeah,
Okay,
you are right.
I got it. Chat didn't get it. I got it.
Yeah. If I had to bet on who gets it, like I will bet on you. So
Right.
The thing is, like, no Powell and Harden against team that switch and play single coverage. It's Kevin Porter Jr. I don't know if you guys remember. I'll just check in the numbers, but I think I remember this game back to the Houston Rockets when he played Boston Celtics. It was crazy game. I think it was in 2021. I'll just check the numbers. It's not that important, but back into when was that shit when he scored? Let me just go through the games. Sorry, guys. I'm looking to pull the data for this one. He had one insane big games for against the Boston Celtics. I think I remember. Right?
I don't see any lines for him anywhere.
Yeah, it's not up yet.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
was it?
something for later in
Yeah,
the day.
no, like the big game was against the Bucks. I fucked up. I fucked up. But he had 50 points against the Bucks. Yeah, I know it's crazy. But Kevin Porter Jr. had 50 points game, but yeah, I do think like when these guys are ruled out, they'll put his line at 16.5, 15.5, and I think it's an over probably.
What number are you looking for?
If everyone is ruled out, KPJ should be like at 15.5, and that's an over. If it's like something crazy like 19 and a half, 20 and a half, no way. But if it's like 14, 15, 16 range, he should get a ton of shots up. Like there is Chris Dunn isn't
he's
getting
shooting.
shots. Derrick Jones isn't getting bomb. Like he'll get 20 up.
You don't have to worry about him getting enough shots up, for sure.
So, okay, maybe they go. Okay, maybe they go to, I don't know if Bones Highland is.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe.
I
yeah,
forgot
Bones
about
Highland
Bones.
will also be there.
I completely forgot about Bones, man.
Yeah,
wow.
Bones could. It will be competition between two of them who can get more shots up. I'll just check one game when Harden was out.
Half unit each.
Yeah. So Bones Highland had one game where he played 20 plus minutes, 2 games. He scored 22 and 18 against Wolves and Houston Rockets, like great defensive teams. I think that was the game with Harden out. So yeah, I think let me just check. I'm checking stuff on the spot. No, Harden was playing. It was a huge blowout, so he got those big minutes. But overall, Bones Highland and Kevin Porter Jr. on the overs. If they could open up some crazy line like 13 and a half for these guys, or like 11 and a half for Bones or something, and then ladder that stuff to infinity. Yeah.
So looks later in the day at Bones Highland and KPJ potentially, if Powell and Harden are ruled out. That's what you're looking for. Just what not? So you said KPJ in like the 14, 15 range. What would it be for Bones?
Anything below 11 and a half or lower, because we don't don't know minutes. But Bones Highland from the bench at that range is firing, and if it's a blowout, they are both blowout protected. I think.
So nothing actionable at the moment because the lines are just not out for these guys, but something to consider later in the day. Last game to go through. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I like saying like that's if Powell and Harden are rolled out.
Yes.
No, like don't see like 9.5 for KPJ with them in bet forward.
Yes. Yeah. Last game, Pacers hosting the Spurs -2.5 in favor of the Pacers. I really hate the Pacers.
Is this
lately.
tonight?
Is it?
I think I didn't.
Sorry, this is Thursday. Apologies.
Yeah.
Why is this posted? Is this
it's Paris game?
Paris
game.
Wow. Wemby in Paris. That's gonna be huge. Well, anyways,
that's gonna be so inflated.
The line's got to be up. Are they up? Let me see what it is. Let's see. You can only bet. I don't even think you can get his points yet.
Yeah, it's not up points.
What do you think? What do you think it's gonna be?
At least 28 and a half, like at least 27 and a half, I would say. And it was 23 and a half last game. We'll get at least 2 to 3 points inflation.
Yeah. Well, I said I hate the Pacers lately. I guess you'll have to wait till tomorrow to find out why. We'll go to the chat here, the Q&A. We've run a bit long, so we'll try to fly through some of these because there's a lot of games today. But first comment of the day. God's team asked about LaMelo under 28.5 points.
Same as last time pass. I do think they doubled the shit out of him. But as I said, volume, insane.
Pretty standard juice at 28.5, like -110, -115, but 29.5 also available if you're going to bet it. We get one. D-Dot ask about Collins under 19.5 points plus rebounds, minus 110.
Under or over? Like,
That's true. Well, I guess you decide.
yeah, probably over.
Okay. So hopefully you
But
weren't
I don't know the
thinking
minutes for Collins.
Oh
like,
yeah,
wha-
confirmed over. Confirmed over.
confirmed over. Minutes. Why is it at 19.5?
Because
Let me just check.
spread
Like,
is
maybe
humongous. Maybe.
still, like, that's John Collins. If he's playing, he's this season when he played under 30 minutes, under 28 minutes, and he played 22 to 28 minutes. Even if it's a blowout, he should get up to 26, I think. Like, first half, he gets 15 minutes. And third quarter, he gets 8 additional. That's 23, 24. Yeah, I honestly lean over. Honestly, I lean over. Spot up, free throws, putbacks. That's the weakest spot of the... they'll put a ton of bodies on Sexton. Yeah, the lean over. Lean over. Slightly lean over.
Okay.
Yeah. Incredible
Nicholas
line.
Jepson asked about Donovan Mitchell under 26.5 points, minus 110. There's 2 here, but we'll start with that one.
Nope. He will be defended really well, but volume will be incredible. Like, they are not helping against stars. They are hoping, like, okay, Brooks, you do you. Like,
Yeah.
we know you
Which
can
is
stop
fair
him.
enough. I mean,
Yeah. That's how I will play defense in 2025. If you have good defensive players, don't send any help. If he's cooking, okay. Most often than not, he won't. So lean under because it's 26.5, but no bets for me. Sabonis over at 17.5. No Draymond. Looney off the bench. Trace Jackson Davis can't defend Sabonis, so heavy lean over.
all right. Good friend Chillionaire asked about Jaren Jackson Jr. double-double at plus 320, and also asked about 13 rebounds at plus 1,300. So taking some big shots here. I will say, past couple streams, you talked about Isaiah Collier double-double, which did end up hitting, and you talked about yesterday Jokic triple-double, which also hit. So what about Jaren Jackson for the combos?
Yeah, that's not happening.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, he can't rebound to save his life. Like, one of the, I think for his size, he's probably the worst rebounder in the entire league. Like, he's
Turner.
huge. Like,
Well, he's bigger than Turner, but
yeah,
Turner as
it's,
well.
it's yeah. I agree. Like, yeah, you pulled up a good one, but like, let me just look at some lines. Jaren Jackson Jr. rebounds. Okay, so he cleared this in the last game, and against Dallas, and against not much this season. Like, if you take a look at the season, entire season with, I would say, like 26 plus minutes. Could be a blowout also tonight. He got double-digit rebounds in 4 out of 32 games. And Hornets are not like orange rebounding matchup. And Ide could play more minutes, so he could get the rebounds from him. So plus 320, nah. 13
All right.
rebounds, nah. Sorry. Like, this one, I hate Jaren Jackson for rebounds. He could, yeah.
Fair enough. Hey, that's why we get the opinion here. 4 more to go through. I have to cut it off at these 4 because we've run a little bit long here. But Bear Commander Gobert says, this was questioning Zion. If PRA is a look over the points. I know you went with points, but maybe a quick word why.
Bigs are going. Brook Lopez will pull out bigs. Maybe they put actually Zion on Brook Lopez, and then Misty on Giannis. That makes way more sense probably. Zion to guard the 3, and Zion can guard Giannis. That's out of question. So maybe, but he got some insane rebounds and assists last couple of games. So at 34.5 looks wrong. The line should be 33.5. I'm not even checking. Like I'm just
Yeah.
like looking for my game state. Like that seems wrong. So there is value probably there. Like if you're getting, I would say 33.5 and 22, I'll go with points. 34.5 and 22, I'll go with 34.5 under.
Okay. It's Me Dado asked about CJ McCollum over 21.5 points, also considering a ladder at 25 and 30. I think McCollum had 45 last game, I think it was. I'm just going to check what the line is here. Please, as always, send in the line for your bets to make it easier for us. But CJ McCollum over 21.5 points is minus 115, best price at FanDuel.
Yeah, DeJounte and Zion questionable could help this one, but when he's playing with them, with all of them, 13, 8, and 26 against the tough one. Without Zion, his numbers are good, but with them healthy, it's tough one. So let me just check the injury report. DeJounte is probable, so he's playing. Only one Zion questionable. With illness, I like my bet on Zion even more if he has any illness. Yeah, I will say I don't like. I like the matchup, but the line 21.5 with Zion playing, that's not a good line. That
All right.
should be lower. I think it was when they were healthy, his line was at 17.5. So now going back to 21.5, expectation probably Zion isn't playing.
In which case, the bet would void, so no problems there. That Persian guy, 2 more here, says thoughts on Niang over 3.5 rebounds, minus 145.
Very juiced. But I think I've looked into it, and not betting wise, but I just checked some numbers, and I did see huge increase in his rebounding without Mobley. So even the games without Mobley, he is over this line every single game, averaging 7 rebounds, which is huge. Though the rebounding matchups were really favorable. Now I will just look the minutes because I can see him playing 20 to 26 minutes. In those minutes, he's covering this matchup wise. Rebounds to wing from Houston. I mean, Amen is there, so he's an unbelievable rebounder. So price not worth this. Price maybe not worth it, but okay. Like I get it. Why do you like it? Without Mobley, huge minutes and rebounding opportunities.
And last one, Rudy Gobert over 10.5 points.
If Lively is out, yes. Could see it. If Lively is in, no. I remember Mark Williams getting some putbacks on Gafford. Gafford is terrible defensive rebounder, terrible at boxing out. So could see Gobert crashing the glass. But then you want to bet points and rebounds. If you think the guy will be scoring via offensive putbacks and point rebounds.
This is actually minus 110 at 10 plus on FanDuel. The only book that has this at 9.5. So if you like the over 9.5 plus 110, or it's 10 plus rather, is minus 110 at FanDuel. The 9.5 is minus 113. So the 10 plus is the better price for whatever reason. So if you like it, play it at FanDuel. Best price there. Okay, we've run a bit long. Appreciate everybody sticking around. And thank you so much for tuning in. Drop a like. If you enjoyed and are tailing any of the picks, please make sure as well you're subscribed to the channel. We're live every weekday morning for content just like this here on the board, presented by FanDuel. And 3 of our 4 picks come from FanDuel for today's show. Zach Edey over 13.5 points plus rebounds, minus 122 at FanDuel. Kyrie Irving over 25.5 points, minus 125 at FanDuel. Zion Williamson under 22.5 points, -110. And Moses Moody over 10.5, points. My apologies. -115 at FanDuel. That is the show for today. Again, thanks so much, everybody. We appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place, for more Pick and Roll.